Today I'm going to show you the results of my attempt to shoot a bokeh panorama, aka a Brenizer Method, with a new Sony 50mm f1.2 G Master. And not only did I try to get, the super duper bokalicious dreamy portrait, but also I figured that I'm gonna try to get, like the super panoramic kind of X-Pan image, but as a bokalicious portrait. And spoiler alert, it's pretty freaking awesome. So let's get into this right away. What's up everyone, my name is Magic. I'm a wedding photographer, Sony Europe ambassador, father of 4 children, and welcome to my YouTube channel, the channel about weddings, photography, gear, and join the magical army of wizards and subscribe to the channel if you're into any of these topics. So, 50mm f1.2 G Master. I already reviewed this lens. I already made like another comparison video with this lens, even 2 comparison videos with this lens. So if you're into that lens in general, you can just check out my other videos on this. And then recently I received my very own copy of this lens. I purchased this lens and I can't stop playing with this lens. And I figured I'm gonna try a Brenizer Method on it, since 51.2 already gets me a really shallow depth of field. Brenizer Method can get me even more. And if you're not familiar with the Brenizer Method, it comes from the name of Ryan Brenizer, a wedding photographer from New York City, who's a really cool guy. Go make sure you check him out. And what Brenizer Method is, so it's basically a way to get that really unique, type of image with like a very shallow depth of field, kind of recreating a medium format look on a full frame camera, or kind of recreating a look from a lens that doesn't exist. So what is so unique about it, that if you shoot a lens like 51.2 for example, the closer you will get to your subject, the more shallow the depth of field will get, right? So you get closer and closer and closer, and all the background gets blurrier and blurrier and blurrier. But also what's happening is that you get tighter and tighter and tighter frame. So you kind of are in the trap of you have to compose in the limits of your lens. But with Brenizer Method, you kind of extend your field of view by adding additional photos around your subject and then stitching them later on in post-process. For me, I used Lightroom and just merge into Panorama. And like in this particular example that you're seeing right now, like the studio example, the look that I'm recreating with my 51.2, to achieve this with just one lens and one frame, you would need to have a lens like 30mm f0.7 on a full frame sensor. So kind of crazy numbers to achieve, and a crazy look to achieve as well. So how does that look on actual location shooting? I have to say it does look pretty dreamy. So just look at these photos. What I was trying to achieve, specifically with these portraits, is I was looking for like some bokeh love in background, you know what I mean? Like some trees and some colors of the blooming flowers. But I was also trying to shoot really, really close to get, to maximize that blur effect and that, background blur, but also getting closer to the subject creates this perspective distortion sort of, because like you then have to shoot around your subject. So you shoot main subject, and then when you shoot around it and you're really close, you actually move your camera like this, so you get this parallax effect, so kind of creating this this perspective distortion. So for me, I see it worked really well with all the photos that we're taking with the tree background, the background that is kind of safe with there's no lines that will go crazy with the stitching and with the perspective. So all the trees photos went really well. Then a few city portraits that I've shot, these weren't as good, as the lines were going kind of crazy, and also the stitching was not perfect in every single photo, but still I'm happy with all these results that you can see right now. Of course, then you need to work on your crop afterwards, since I was doing this by hand, just shooting one frame and then shooting bunch frames around, but this is really fun stuff to play. By the way, all these photos are edited by my Magic Cadabra presets, so make sure you check the store and check the presets bundled with my editing master class. Okay, so these photos are awesome, so check these out. The next photo that I was trying to achieve was this panoramic, kind of image. So in order to do that, I was shooting a first portrait of my wife, then a bunch of frames to the left, so like 1, 2, 3 frames to the left, and then 1, 2, 3 frames to the right. And check these panoramic photos, like these are so good. I really like this effect. With such a wide photo, you can even crop it to a X-Pan aspect ratio, which is like 275 by 1. In this case, with a portrait of one person, it's really easy to make a bokeh panorama out of it. If you are, shooting moving subjects or something like this won't work, because it includes like 6 or 7 photos stitched together. But I really like this effect, especially with this one photo with those pink flowers. I'm actually getting this one printed. I'm gonna freaking hang it here on the wall. I think it's gonna look really good here. You can, by the way, you can check all these photos on my website if you want to, take a closer look, and let me know how do you like them. I myself am pretty stoked about this, and I think I'm gonna try to take more of these at weddings, especially this wide angle panoramic photos. And with 51.2, they look amazing. The depth of field goes crazy. So yeah, super stoked about this. Can't wait to shoot some of these on my weddings this year. And yeah, 50G Master, definitely my new favorite lens. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you do enjoy it. If so, leave a like, ring that bell thing, and I see you guys in the next video, or you see me and I see you in the comments. Ciao!